Average Woodsman here, back with another video. So today I wanted to go over a lightweight canteen scouting kit that I carry a lot with me. Probably my favorite way to carry this kit is actually attached to my bag, my pack. But as a standalone, almost like sling bag, it works really well for like day hikes, especially if you want to go lightweight compact. Works really well for day hikes, scouting, things like that, especially for like upcoming hunting season. It works really well for a lot of things. And you know, if you just want to go out and just hang out in the woods for a little while, it's an excellent kit to carry with you because you have the essential items that you would need, and you have those bases covered. So let's go ahead and get into the kit. All right, so this is the bag right here. It is from Centerline Systems. I don't know if they still make this. I've had this thing for a long time. Been using it for years and years and years. Originally, I believe I bought it on Lester River Bushcraft on their site. It was supposed to go with their titanium. I don't know if it was theirs, but maybe an affiliate company that they were with, working with. But it was a titanium canteen cup, like a little system that they had, and this was the bag that they sold separately. But what I did is I bought just the bag, and then I carried it with my cup and bottle system, and eventually I transitioned over to carrying it with the Pathfinder canteen. This one's been used a lot. It's seen a lot of use. I've had it for a long time. I haven't shown it in a lot of videos because I generally like to use just a regular water bottle, but I do use this quite often, and I've used it tons of times in the past, and it just fits right in here. And then I also have, I'll show you guys. Let me pull this out really quick. It's kind of a tight fit. Just bear with me. Not something you're going to do really quickly, but it does fit pretty well. The cup and bottle fit a little bit tighter because of the size and the dimensions. It's just the dogs. So before I show this, let me actually show you guys the inside of this area where you keep the cup and bottle. It's actually lined with like this like a rubbery texture, and then back here there's a little spot for the lid for the cup, which is pretty cool. So you have that, and then obviously I have my cup and bottle, and then the stove. This works really well, especially if you're putting it over coals, or if you have something like a like one of the stoves or something like that. You can actually place this over it. I like to just put it right over the fire along with my cup and then bottle, so that way I can boil. Usually what I'll do is I'll either cook in this and then boil water in here, or sometimes I'll just throw some water purification tablets in here so I don't even have to put it over the fire. You could also boil water in this and then dump into your canteen as it cools, then drink, boil, dump, drink, and hydrate yourself like that, instead of just boiling water in here and waiting. So that's the canteen itself, and I do have water in it because I don't actually keep any items inside of it. It's really hot here in Florida, it's really humid, so I'm using this a lot for water, carrying water over distance. So here in the front portion, they actually have a pretty large pouch, which I just have some items in here. I have my compass. This is my Suntu compass. I have Write in the Rain notepad right here. This has a bunch of information from classes that I've taken over the years. Has a lot of stuff, and it's about halfway full with writing. This one is completely full. I've used this in a bunch of classes. It has a ton of information in it. Another Write in the Rain notepad. Here I just have some quick clot, and then I have a emergency space blanket right there, and that's everything that I have in this front compartment. Some Molly here, on the front right here, I just have a Sharpie and a mechanical pencil. No, they don't fall out. On the back here, there's more Molly. I actually had this attached to my bag, so that's why that's off. But these come off, snap off, and you can actually attach this to Molly on a separate pack if you wanted to, like the outside of a pack. So if you had, you know, a larger bag that you wanted to attach this to, you could do that, and this could be a standalone kit that you have, you know, for water. If you wanted to make this specifically like a water kit for purifying and disinfecting water, you could do that. You could have like a filter, some other items in here, water purification tablets, whatever you wanted. Maybe make this like a mini cook kit. You could also do that. Sometimes I have done that in the past, just make it a specific one, but right now I have it just as a general scouting kit, so when I get to my destination, all I have to do is remove this, sling it over me. I can leave my gear at base camp, and I can just go around and go ahead and scout around. You can also take these off too, the strap. You can take it off on each side. If you don't want the strap, you can actually store it separately. In this side, I have just a bandana, extra piece of cotton. I have a couple of pieces of beef jerky for on the trail. I have some wet wipes. Never know when you're going to need them. And then just some peanut butter. Nothing really crazy in there. Remember, I'm using this specifically for scouting around, so I'm out and about. I don't need to carry a whole lot of stuff with me. As long as I have the essentials, there's some extra calories that I can just carry with me and snack with on the trail. That's kind of the point of this specific pocket. In the other pocket over here, once again, don't have a lot of stuff in. I have some aqua tabs, some additional bank line. Remember, this is going to supplement the items that I have on me. So I'm going to have my knife. I'm going to have my CCW along with a spare pistol mag. I'm going to have a multi-tool. I'm going to have something like a multi-tool. My keys. I'm going to have a tourniquet. I'm going to have an additional hank of bank line. I'm going to have a lighter. Those types of items are already on me in my pockets, my wallet, etc. Just a little repair kit here. An additional lighter, signal mirror. I have the Essie ferro rod. I really like this one because it has a small button compass that actually works really well. And then I have inside of here, I just have a couple of tender quick tabs and then some quadruple aught steel wool for knife maintenance. I have my Exotac rip spool, so this is obviously cordage right here, fire cord. You have a bunch of duct tape and then some fishing line here. This is braided fishing line, and then a needle. You can see you get quite a bit of duct tape, and I've actually used this one quite a bit, and I still have a decent amount of duct tape left. And then I just have right here, this is just some Vaseline and cotton balls. And that's it for this pocket. So I don't have a whole lot of gear, but I have my bases covered. I have the 5 C's covered. And then some. Obviously, I also have a flashlight on me. I always have some sort of a flashlight. And in my main pack, I have like my headlamp and my sleep system and all that kind of stuff. Remember, this is just if I were to get stuck, do I have essential items to make a fire, to keep myself dry, to keep myself out of the sun, because I don't have to worry about hypothermia here. Not this time of year. Really no time of year here, but you know, there are a few times a year where it'll get around freezing, maybe a little bit above freezing. So it does get kind of cold a few nights out of the year, but for the most part, I need to stay out of the elements, meaning the rain, the weather, you know, like lightning, things like that, and then also out of the sun, direct sunlight. So I have those items here. I could also signal for rescue, you know, with my signal mirror. I also have a flashlight on me, and then I have the ability to make a fire, so I have that signaling ability also. All right, so that's the kit. It's everything that I need in a lightweight scouting slash, day hike. When you're just going to be away from camp for a couple hours, you're going to be away from your truck for a couple hours, you're just going off the trail, just for a little scout, maybe a few miles up to several miles if you wanted to, because it's so lightweight, it's so compact. Plus you're able to carry water. It gives me multiple ways to disinfect water, both boil and treat it with the water purification tablets. I have my compass, I have fire making material, I have signaling material, I have snacks, I have all these items that I need on the trail, and also that I could use in an emergency, along with the items on me. Tourniquet, I have the quick clot in here just in case I had really massive bleeding. I have both of those items for that. I have my CCW, I have a spare magazine, my knife, my wallet, keys, multi-tool, like all these items, flashlight. I have all these items on me, and then here in my kit, so I have the items that I'll need if I were to get stuck for some reason in an emergency, or even just get stuck overnight. I'm not going to have to rely solely on crafting everything off the landscape. I'll have some items on me, sheltering items and fire making items and things like that. So along with that, I obviously have my sniper's veil. This is a multifunctional item. I can use it for concealment, I can use it as a minnow net, I can use it to keep the sun off me, to wipe the sweat off of me. For first aid, it's just a multifunctional item, and that's really one of the keys to these lightweight minimalistic kits, is having items that are multifunctional. So that's the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share these videos with your friends and family. Be safe, stay dangerous, and I'll catch you in the next one.